you see.
And where did you learn jazz? You just picked that up. I know that you play a little jazz.
I always did.
You always did?
I always did. And I had one uncle who was a dentist. My father was a dentist also. My mother's youngest brother, who put himself through dental school and college and everything by playing in jazz bands. And I can remember playing four-hand jazz with him when everybody was over at the house, because generally the family would all meet at our house, our apartment in New York.
It was like big band jazz? What kind of jazz?
It was the jazz of the period. That's all. But I don't know. It was always fun. And I had another uncle who was, I am absolutely convinced, was the Yasha Heifetz of the mandolin. And he was not a professional musician because he had two young children. And he could play everything on the mandolin. He would play Paganini's studies on the mandolin in the most extraordinary way. He could do that. He was absolutely amazing.
I remember when I met Mrs. Simon,
Yeah.
she said that she used to play the piano until she heard you play. But I know your son, Jonathan, plays piano.
Oh no, I'll never forgive him for following in the family tradition and becoming a doctor, because he is so gifted.
And he has a jazz?
Yes, he's a jazz pianist, but the way he gets around the piano, I can't figure out how he does it. I mean, he has a...
Did you teach him? Or?
No, I most certainly did not. I certainly did, and he plays, not to be confused with rock and roll or today's jazz. He plays really great jazz. He has great harmonic progressions and everything he does. He does everything like that, and
cool.
I'll never. He always loved music. The first letter I ever received from him, I was in South America, and I got the first letter, and the letter said, on Wednesday night, I went to hear the Orchestra de la Suisse Romande. A lady came out and she played the Rachmaninoff piece that you played, Rachmaninoff Paganini variations. She played that. She got all lost in the middle. I went to bed at 11 o'clock. It was one sentence.
That was his letter.
That was his letter. She got all, he was, I don't know, 6, 7, or 8, something like that. But all in one time. I went to bed at
That's very sweet.
Oh, no. He can be very difficult after a concert, especially after one of mine.
And he'll tell you exactly what he thinks? Or what
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, there was a period when things sort of cooled off between us. Very strange. I was on tour with the Scottish National Orchestra, naturally, with Alec Gibson was the conductor, and we were playing Beethoven 4. I played it in Edinburgh and played it in Glasgow, and was playing it in the festival hall on a Sunday afternoon. And we finished the concert, and everybody came backstage, and Jonathan came backstage. He was then about 12 or 13, maybe. And I said, "How was that, Jonathan?" And he looked up and he said, "Well, 2 out of 3 is pretty good." And a Spanish pianist, a very dear friend of mine, who had just become a father that weekend. "How dare you talk to your father like that?" He went into the Spanish grandee, to the 1492 of Spain. And I couldn't get my son to go to a concert of mine after that.
Oh, because of this, your colleague?
Because he really, because he never thought, could he be wounding me by saying something bad about my concert.
Right.
Finally, the day came when I was playing with the Orchestre de la Suisse Romande, and there was no way he could get out of going to the concert. Fortunately, I lived up to his expectations. But he's a most uncompromised, all about jazz pianist also. He couldn't understand the way I functioned. He said, where do you get chords like that? I said, Jonathan, supposing I go like that. You have to hear the chord you want to go to after that. I don't know. That's something I could always do.
And you used to compose quite a bit when you were at Curtis, I thought. Was that right?
No, when at Curtis it had already died.
It was killed off.
But it was not that. It was. I was too facile. Everything I wrote very quickly, and it all sounded like Rachmaninoff and Ravel. And
that's not so bad, is it?
Well, it's not so bad if they hadn't written it already. You see?
You pick up. Now that's
perhaps if I had just dedicated myself to composing, eventually I would have evolved into something that was Abbey Simon, that was different. It's beautiful, like